Alright, so in this video we're going to be taking a look at a file that was sent to us just to double check and see what, if anything, we might do differently. And I did come across some things that we'd probably do a little bit differently. So firstly, if we alt-click on our white background, typically I would either make that 6 or 8 millimeters thick. And if we look at it right now, you could see it's only 4.77. Whatever we do, it really is best to go ahead and give it a firm number. So in this case, we'll do 6. Now, if we look at the gray by itself, you can see it's at 3.82. Again, it's kind of a squirrely number. It should be something even, but really, I don't think it should be 3.82. That's unless you just really had a specific reason for doing it, that is just overkill. It's going to take more time to print, and really 2 is really plenty sufficient. And like I said, unless you just had a real specific reason to do something different. So the back here is now 6, and our gray is now 2. Half of 2 is 1. So the Z value for gray needs to be 7, because the gray sits right on top of the white in that scenario. And then the blue here, so if we look at the blue all by itself, so we'll alt click a blue, same kind of thing. You can see it's 7.2 millimeters deep, which we really don't need, so we'll do 2 again there. So now it's 2, and then we'll look at what its Z value should be. So we have 6 plus 2 is 8, and then plus half of 2 is 9. So that should be at 9, okay? And so now everything is sitting right on top of one another as we go. The other thing I noticed was the split ring here. So this split ring, well, I'll click on that, turn that around. The split should be up top here, okay? That will accept the next ring to it much easier. And then we want this to be down, only sticking out far enough for another ring to go in it. Doesn't need to be way out there like it was. All right, so that's big enough for another ring to go in there. So that will get the job done there, okay? We'll go ahead and get rid of this for now. We'll get rid of the keychain version. Let's go ahead and slice this. Make sure everything's right. It says it has floating cantilevers. Please reorient. Okay, so that's problematic. So let's see where those cantilevers could be. Let's verify everything is correct here. So we'll start with our back plate here. That should be a Z value of 3, which it is. And then this one, the gray, should be, it's at 7. 6 and half of 2, yep, 7. That's what it should be. Let's double check that that is in fact 2. Yes, it is. And blue is in fact 2. Yes, that's good. And its Z value then is 9. So 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, that is all correct. So where is our cantilever? Aha! I see our cantilever. It's right there. Our little tab. Our little tab is 4, and so it should be sitting at 2, not at 2.61. There we go. That should be on our build plate. And now when we slice it, you can see we do in fact get a slice okay. And it takes 1 hour and 35 minutes. We have 3 color changes. And that is about what we want. Okay. So that all looks pretty good. And if we go back and look at the slice here, you'll see at 6 millimeters, we just have white. And then as soon as we switch up, 6.2 is where the gray is introduced there. And you can see it builds and builds and builds on up to 8. And then when we go at 8.2, that's where the blue comes into play. So that is exactly correct the way we want it there. So all that's working exactly correctly. Okay, so that's all really nice. 6 millimeters is a decent thickness. And then one other thing that we would want to change, I do want to show you this. So here we are at 1 hour and 35 minutes. If we, under the strength tab, if we change that up to four walls and reslice, let's just see how much that increases in time. And you can see it doesn't increase much at all. It does increase a little bit, but if you're going with a six plate doing 4 wall loops, it's probably not a terrible idea. It'll add some strength, but not a great deal of time to it. So that's what I would do. All right. So now what we could do is just go ahead and copy and paste this over to our new plate, and we'll make a keychain real quick. So we're going to alt-click our loop here, get rid of that, and we're just going to hit the delete key. We'll go ahead and select this, and we will go to scale. We'll go to uniform scale, and we're going to scale this down to 67 wide. That's 2.5 inches. Okay. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to alt-click on this background here, and we're just going to scale that without uniform scale. We'll scale that to 4, the white. And then what we're going to do is the blue, we're going to scale it to 1 millimeter, and then we'll go over to objects here and grab our gray and scale it to 1, and then we'll grab the move tool and change the Z. So it's 4 plus 1 is 5 minus 0.5 millimeter, so 4.5. Okay, our gray piece is 1 millimeter. Half of 1 is 0.5. So that's why it's at 4.5 as far as the Z value goes. And then on the blue piece here, it's 1. Half of 1 is 0.5, obviously, and it's sitting at 5.5 because we have 4 on our white, 1 on our gray. That's 5, and then half of blue, 5.5. Okay, so all those are sitting stacked up the way they need to be as well. And then we'll go ahead and insert our key tag here. So search our desktop for key tag. There's our key tag, and we want it to be 4 mil thick. And we do want it to be white. And I think I'm just going to tuck it here. Now, just like with our hype chain, we don't want this sticking out any farther than necessary to hold our jump ring. Okay, something like that. Hello?
I'm gonna have to go to Walmart because I folded her hair and it's just she's infested pretty much.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I think it's they're normally like the combs are normally like $10.
Okay. Well, just let me know when you get there what you need.
Well, I would just do 10. I looked them up online; they're like $7.88. So.
Well, I'll just send you 30 because you said you wanted to get that other stuff anyhow. The rosemary or whatever.
No, because I don't have enough. I'm gonna have to use a boot stamp card because I don't have any money. I don't know what I'm gonna do because I gotta pay you back, and I'm royally fucked. So, yeah, just no extra money. Just send me the 10.
Are you sure that's gonna be enough with tax and everything, though?
Well, just do like 12, I guess.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Nice.
I did notice in a perfect world we wouldn't have all this segmentation. You see that? So that really ought to be a little bit smoother, but it's not so terrible that we couldn't live with it. But at any rate, wherever you want to put your key tag, you could put it here. We could tuck it under here. I don't know. This one's kind of a little bit different as far as a good place to put it. So I'm just going to go run with it there. But then we'll shift control the assembly, right click and merge. And so now this will print properly if we slice our plate. Go ahead and slice it. You can see it does in fact slice okay. So no worries there. And then that if we wanted to make copies of this, I just tuck it here. Control C, Control V, 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 V is what I usually will do. Rather than, you could select one and right click and choose fill bed with copies, but it does it kind of in a very haphazard way. And so I prefer doing it that way. So that's the way I do it. So we'll slide this over a little bit, get out of the way of our purge tower here, and go ahead and slice the plate full and make sure that we don't interfere with that purge tower, which I don't think we will. But see, that purge tower has a little bit of brim around it, so yep, we're good to go. So that is my evaluation of this hype chain. I would like to see this less segmented. And then when we're setting up our hype chain, I'm assuming this was made in Tinkercad because possibly, anyhow, which I highly don't recommend. But anyhow, usually when it's segmented like that, it's because we use some external program. Had we used Inkscape and Bamboo, it would be perfectly shaped. It wouldn't be all segmented like that. So a lot of times, if we're importing from Tinkercad, that's why that happens like that. So I don't know. But at any rate, that is how that looks. And I can see here it says that we imported an STL file. So yes, we definitely imported this from some other source. And trust me, if you watch any of our videos on Inkscape to Bamboo, this could be so much easier. There's no necessary reason to use any other external 3D modeling software to be able to import into Bamboo. It is much easier. Inkscape to Bamboo, Inkscape to Bamboo. So take the time to learn that process and it'll save you a lot of time. But yes, we should give these all like real values so that if we do need to manipulate things and reposition things, it's a little bit easier for us to do the math because we can divide whole numbers really easily. So anyhow, that's what I would do. So let me go ahead and hit File, Save Project As. I'm going to go ahead and save this as my final one here. And there you go. So that's what I would do. So hopefully that helped you out. And until next time, thanks for watching.